What if I told you you're looking through ancient sand right now? Yes, your smartphone screen, that window next to you, even your glasses, they all started as ordinary beach sand. But how does something as grainy and opaque as sand become something so perfectly clear? Today we're going to reveal the amazing transformation that happens at temperatures hotter than a volcano's core. This is how glass is made. Glass has been around since 3500 BC, shaping our culture, technology, and daily lives in ways we rarely notice. It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. We take a handful of sand and turn it into something that's both solid and transparent. Different types for different needs. Before we continue, let's take a quick detour to see the different types of glass that are manufactured. Just like how we have different types of metal or plastic, glass comes in various types too, each with its own special qualities. First up, we have what we call soda lime glass, the most common type you'll find everywhere. This type makes up most of our windows, bottles, and food containers. It's the friendly, affordable glass that gets the job done. Then there's borosilicate glass that can handle extreme temperatures. You know those glass baking dishes that go straight from the freezer to the oven without breaking? That's borosilicate glass. Scientists love this type for their laboratory equipment because it's super resistant to heat and chemicals. And let's not forget about lead glass, also known as crystal glass. This is the one that makes those beautiful wine glasses that seem to sing when you tap them. The lead oxide in this glass makes it super sparkly and clear, perfect for those special decorative pieces. We also have tempered glass, which we'll dive into later on in the video. It's super strong and breaks into small, rounded pieces instead of sharp shards. That's why it's used in car windows and smartphone screens. Raw materials. Now, we bet you've walked on a beach before, feeling the warm sand between your toes. Well, that same sand, specifically silica sand, is the star ingredient in glass making. But we can't just grab any old sand and start making glass. The process begins with carefully selected sand that's rich in silicon dioxide, or silica. But sand isn't the only player in this game. We also need soda ash, also known as sodium carbonate, and limestone, calcium carbonate. The process is like baking a cake. You need just the right ingredients in the right amounts. The soda ash helps lower the melting point of the sand, which is pretty important because melting sand takes a lot of heat. And the limestone, it's like the stabilizer of the group, making sure our final product doesn't dissolve when it comes into contact with water. Modern glass manufacturers also add something called cullet, basically recycled glass, to the mix. It reduces the total amount of energy consumption during the process. The melting process. And then things get really hot. The sand from the beach that feels scorching on a summer day is nothing compared to what we need for glass making. We're talking about temperatures reaching up to 1,700 degrees Celsius. To put that in perspective, that's about as hot as a space shuttle gets when re-entering Earth's atmosphere. In modern glass plants, our mixture of sand, soda ash, limestone, and cullet heads into a massive furnace with multiple chambers. It's a giant oven with temperatures so high it turns our solid ingredients into a glowing orange liquid. The furnace keeps this mixture moving and heating until everything melts together perfectly. Kind of like stirring a pot of soup until all the ingredients blend together. The really cool thing is that during this process, something magical happens. The sand loses its crystalline structure, the way its molecules are arranged, and transforms into something entirely new. From liquid to solid. Most of the flat glass we use today is made using what's called the float glass process. A river of molten glass flows out of the furnace onto a bed of molten tin. The molten glass literally floats on top of the tin, spreading out to form a perfectly flat sheet. This floating stage is crucial because it's what gives us the flawless, smooth glass we see in windows and mirrors. The molten glass spreads out naturally, like butter on a hot pan, creating an absolutely level surface. As it moves along this river of tin, the glass gradually cools from about 1,000 to 600 degrees Celsius, and the magic of physics takes over. The glass and tin don't mix. They're like oil and water, which helps create that perfect, flat surface we need. The glass travels along this tin bath for about 300 meters, which is about the size of 3 football fields. It slowly cools and solidifies. By the time it reaches the end, it's hard enough to be lifted onto rollers, but still needs careful handling. The final touches: cooling and quality control. The next important step is the annealing process. This happens in a special chamber called a layer, where the glass is cooled down very carefully and systematically. Why so careful? Well, if glass cools too quickly or unevenly, it can become stressed and break easily. Kind of like when you pour hot water into a cold glass and it cracks. As our glass makes its way through the layer, it's gradually cooled to room temperature. This careful cooling ensures that our glass will be strong and durable. Once cooled, each sheet goes through rigorous quality checks. Sophisticated machines and trained experts examine every inch of the glass for imperfections. Finally, the glass is cut into the sizes needed, some as large as 6 by 4 meters. These sheets will eventually become windows, smartphone screens, car windshields, or countless other glass products we use every day. The art of frosted glass. So you must have heard of frosted glass, as it's very trendy nowadays. But how do we take clear glass and give it that mysterious, cloudy look? There are 2 main ways to do it. The first method is called sandblasting. It involves using a super powerful air pressure machine to spray tiny particles at the glass surface. These particles create countless microscopic dents and scratches that make the glass look foggy while still letting light through. It's like when you scratch a clear piece of plastic and it becomes cloudy. Same idea, but much more controlled and professional. The second way is through acid etching. This is more like giving the glass a chemical facial treatment. We carefully apply special acids that react with the glass surface, creating that signature frosted look. The acid actually dissolves a tiny bit of the glass surface in a very controlled way, leaving behind that smooth, translucent finish we associate with frosted glass. Both methods can create different patterns and designs. And if you want only part of the glass frosted, well, they can use special masks to protect certain areas, kind of like using painter's tape when painting a wall. This is how we get those beautiful, frosted patterns on shower doors or office partitions, glass that goes above and beyond. You might know this already, but not all glass is created equal, and some types go way beyond just being transparent. Take self-cleaning glass, for example. Glass that actually helps keep itself clean. Or think about the glass in your car's windshield. It's not just a single piece of glass. It's actually a sandwich of glass and special plastics that hold together if it breaks, keeping you safe. One of the most impressive developments is low-iron glass, like the kind made by some manufacturers with only 654 parts per million of iron content. That might sound technical, but here's what it means. This glass is incredibly clear, without the slight green tint you might notice in regular glass when you look at its edge. And then there's the glass that's helping save energy in our buildings. Some types have special coatings that keep heat inside during winter and outside during summer, making our buildings more comfortable and energy efficient. The future of glass making. For centuries, glass making has remained the same, but today it's reaching new heights with extraordinary technology. A latest innovation is gyrotron technology, a groundbreaking tool that is transforming glass making as we know it. It's a highly focused beam of microwaves that can target and heat glass in precise spots, achieving temperatures of over 1,000 degrees Celsius in just 1 second. Traditional glass furnaces heat entire pieces to extreme temperatures, much like heating an entire building just to warm a single room. In contrast, the gyrotron beam offers pinpoint accuracy, heating only the specific areas we need. This precision is energy efficient, using less power, and making it ideal for working with recycled glass. With gyrotron beams, we can create precise cuts or even fuse pieces together by heating only the edges, leaving the rest of the glass untouched. This level of control opens exciting new possibilities in glassmaking. And there you have it. From ancient craftsmen working with basic tools to modern scientists using space-age technology, glassmaking has come a long way. Yet in many ways, the basic magic remains the same. What surprised you most about the glassmaking process? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in more behind-the-scenes looks at how everyday things are made, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.